Hey everyone, we're getting a real studio suit. Yeah! We won't have to shoot in front of this bar anymore. And it's pissing off the patrons because we're blocking their supply of liquor. Hey Dave!
Yes, Orb, what is it?
It's time to start the show.
Okay, Orb, I'll be right there.
See you guys later. It's gonna be a blast having your own studio. I won't have to pick up beer cans anymore and clean up vomit and all the other stuff I have to do.
It's This Just the News Comedy Club show with your very special guest stars, Laura Hugg, Jason Dogleash, Chris Wright, Kelly Zemnicks, Jessica Misra, and your headliner, Erin Lok, with co-host Vickie Plummer and co-producer Anneliese Wright. And now, without further ado, the master of ceremonies, the Randy Savage of puppets, the man who takes 8 takes and can't get his words straight. Please welcome Aaron. Yay! Yay! He's right below me. I'm scared. Bye, all.
Right, we take a week off. I almost feel rusty as heck. And welcome to This Just the News Comedy Club show. I'm going to put on speaker view. You guys are in for a treat tonight. We got 6 great comics up here tonight. And man, what a week, right? You guys had fun this week? I've had a fun week. I got a job offer and I'm taking it. Yeah.
For what?
Doing the same thing, but I'm going to work from home. And they say that it's unlimited PTO. So I'm going to take the first year off.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I've worked so hard for you. I am going to have to leave. I have to go do something else. Oh. So, yeah. No, but it's going to be good. I'll be working from home. I won't have to drive anymore. I won't have to listen to somebody complain about their pet project not getting done.
This is good. You won't have anybody interrupting you at work anymore. You can get up out of bed and just go to work.
Exactly. Yeah, only have to do 13 steps.
Excellent. That's
Unlike
better than a 12-step. Better than a 12-step. That's excellent.
How'd you know where I was going with that?
I could see it a mile away, buddy.
Man, I telegraphed that one, didn't I? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's going to be great. You guys might notice something. I do have something up here. It says You Bagel, and I'm going to bring it up here. That's a magnet. It's for a good cause. Our friend PJ King passed away a couple weeks ago. And it's called Not Your Usual Bagel Shop, I think that's what it's called. Miss Micah started it. And all the proceeds that's raised from selling the products there, like t-shirts, magnets, stickers, whatever else, coffee mugs, is going straight to his family. So so Not Your Usual Bagel Shop, or not your own, I think it's what it is. I'm not quite sure. I have to go back and look. I don't remember. Barely remember I'm here. But anyways, yeah, go over there and check that out. Also, one other announcement I wanted to do before we get started. Next Friday, I always do a show called Bombing Run at 8:00 Eastern. And afterwards, we're doing a Zoom auction because my friend got a shirt, a limited edition This Just a News shirt. And then he wore it to death because it's the only shirt he had down there. And then he proceeded to get mustard on it. So I have made a PJ mustard shirt. Exclusive. It's an exclusive. It's a one of one. That's the way it is. But yeah, that's going to be a little Zoom auction. We're going to see how that works. And all the proceeds for that will go right to PJ's family. So
great.
Anyway, we're going to get started with our great bunch of comics tonight so we can have a great night. Please welcome to the stage Laura Hugg, everyone. Woo, woo, woo.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's nice to be here in the Zoom hemisphere. I have been grateful for Zoom to do like work during the quarantine. and to do comedy. But I will say that I'm never used to when the video pins on my face because it's so big and so white and round. Wolves bay at it. So I just, you know, just a little break. But other than that, it's great. I'm in Chicago. Great town. This is wonderful weather, a good time to be in Chicago. We all know the winters here are bad. You know, our icicles the icicles get so bad they kill people. They carry guns. But now it's summer and it's really nice here, so I get to play my favorite summertime Chicago game. Is it a rabbit or a rat? I'll give you the answer. It's always a rat. So people are out. A lot of people are out. Even during the pandemic, you know, people were out walking and stuff. And here I am again this year. My feet are not quite ready to be presented to the summer. You know, my feet get really dry and, you know, you're in sandals and it just looks like you could grate Parmesan cheese on my, I need to have them taken care of, you know, like I should get a part-time job at an Italian restaurant. Like some grated cheese and then they bring me over and stick my foot out. And, but anyway, so I spend a lot of time, you know, when I get ready to go, I'm always using a pumice stone on my feet, you know, to soften. And my Aunt Darlene is like, a pumice stone, that takes forever. Why don't you do what I do and use sandpaper? And I'm like, well, because I'd like to draw the line at getting my beauty products at the hardware store. You know, I know the day is coming. I just was hoping to put it off as long as possible. So even during the pandemic, though, even when I was working from home, I got up every day and I tried to get ready. You know, after the first week or two, I was like, all right, I'm going to go through the motions. It helped me keep my sanity. So I'd get up, I'd get a shower. I'd spend the 14 hours with the pumice stone. That would take care of day one. But then I'm like, okay, I'm going to put my makeup on. I've always worn a lot of makeup since I was a baby. I mean, the older I get, I still put it on. It's kind of like sand painting, but you know, there's a lot of moving part, but you know, still, but I don't feel, you know, look, I personally don't feel attractive unless I leave the house looking like a birthday cake at a whore's party, you know. I'm sorry, an empowered sex workers party. So I did that. And then also, you know, I've been cutting, you know, get my hair done. The only thing I stopped doing is that I stopped highlighting my hair. I used to pay to get it lightened a little bit. And then I thought, why should I pay for a service the Grim Reaper is doing for free? Thank you. Thank you. That's the Grim Reaper calling me for a haircut 1 minute. That's true. When people say, who does your hair? I'm like, mortality, you know. I think the biggest thing though in the pandemic is that my spiritual practice is what has given me serenity in the face of the calamity of the pandemic. I wake up every morning and I pray and I do meditation, and I do pray because I believe in God, and I get my belief in God like the rest of my family from 12-step programs. You know, we don't pray before we eat, but we do pray when we think it'll get us our driver's licenses back. So, all right, that's it for me. Thanks very much for having me.
All right, let's give it up for Laura Hugg, everyone. And Laura, where can we find you on social media?
I'm at Laura Hugg, Hugg, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. It's my name. Yeah.
Sweet. Awesome. Thank you so much, Laura. Oh my gosh. You know,
Awesome.
I didn't look this good before the show. I looked like I had like 12 o'clock shadow times 12. I looked pretty rough.
Laura, thanks a latte.
Oh yeah, hey, all right.
That's Laura's
Oh my God,
first
you
line. Yes.
okay? That you did. I heard. Now I'm like, how did she know? Why did she use that joke? That was like my first joke ever.
Yeah.
When I first did stay, you did do research.
I
Little
did.
stalker, you Vickie.
It's
is
out
like-
on the internet. Nothing dies. Nothing dies on the internet.
Yeah,
Right. Pretty
yeah.
much.
My friend still makes fun of me with that. So thanks for bringing that up.
No, I think it's super cute. I think it's super cute. You were a barista, right? And you did your
Yeah.
first stand-up act, and that was your closing line. Thanks a latte to the audience. I think it's awesome. It takes
Thanks.
guts to do it your first time. So
Thanks.
yeah.
Thanks.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's why I love Vickie. She finds the most obscure stuff about you guys. So
Wow.
If I can, yeah.
yeah, she's a great co-host. Oh my gosh.
Thanks.
I'm the detective.
Yes, yes. I've hired her to find other people. So now it's great.
I'm working on ancestor DNA on all of you, so expect those results soon. No, I'm just kidding.
I have an
23
ex-boyfriend I need you to find. All right.
Okay, great.
Oh, that's so funny. You know what? The next comedian coming up on stage, he's part of the Hot Breath group, and I love him to death. He's so funny. He's all the way in Guelph, Ontario, Canada. So please welcome to the stage, Jason Dogleash, everyone. Woo!
Oh, thank you so much, Erin. I appreciate it. You even said Guelph right. That's amazing. Nobody says Guelph right. Yeah, Kelly's rep in Ontario. We're still in lockdown here. Lockdown. Yay. So I'm still homeschooling my daughter every day online. Anybody else do that? Do the homeschooling? Anybody else? Oh my God, what a nightmare. So I have to help. Like, this is my daughter every day finding out how stupid I am because she's in French immersion. So not only can I like show I'm dumb right away, I need to translate it into English to be like, no, I don't know how to help you. Which is so demeaning. She's like, you're double dumb, Dad. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm so sorry. You're going to do better than me, darling. Just pay attention. And it's good incentive for her. But something that amazed me that I learned is that in my school region, they started teaching kids about periods in kindergarten, boys and girls.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then in grade 1, they started teaching them about semis and colons. It's a grammar joke. It's a grammar joke, everybody. Can't have a sentence without periods. Oh, what? Yeah, we're going to have fun here tonight. We're going to have fun. So, we were talking about hair. Laura was talking about hair a bit. I've been cutting my own hair for a year and a half. And you know what? Like, I don't care. I'm not trying to impress anybody. Just get it shorter and it's fine. But what I find really upsetting is the little things the hairdresser used to do, like shortening my eyebrow hairs and like trimming the hairs in my ears and stuff. Now I have to do it myself and come face to face with just how gross of a person I am. Instead of like having to like pull them out and shave them, because I'm not brave enough to do the comb and the razor thing. I know I will lose an eyebrow, so I don't fucking risk it. But I dropped an F-bomb. Sorry, Erin, make a note. Timestamp 7:22. Jason dropped an F-bomb. Very sorry. But what I've done is rebranded them, and I call them wisdom sprouts now. And I feel like that just is a mark of intelligence. Oh, look how smart that guy is. He has so many wisdom sprouts out of the inside of the ear. Ooh, learned gentleman. Some hair that I like, though, is my beard that I've grown out over the pandemic. What do y'all think of this?
Ooh, nice.
It's contouring for men. Because, yeah, wow, you can make your nose look a little bit smaller. I can make it look like I have a face separate from my neck, which I can't do without the beard. Without the beard, when I look down, it for sure doesn't look like a person with a chin. It looks like a neck with 2 Adam's apples and then a face that is just growing out of it. And it is... But I can catfish people without the internet. Thank you, facial hair. Oh, yeah. Now, last thing I want to talk about is that I recently came out of the closet as like a 41-year-old man. I just actually told my mom on Mother's Day, and it was like my little gift. Guess what? Here's part of the reason I'm so weird. But it was an interesting thing. I like hid from it for so long growing up in the toxic 80s. An example of how I hid from it is that in Ontario, I wouldn't even drink the most delicious milk, 3.25% milk, because in Ontario, we called it homo milk. And I was always worried that if I was having a glass of delicious milk, one of the other kids would be like, I knew it, and I would get made fun of, so I wouldn't even try it. Fun fact is that in the States, you call it vitamin D milk, because I assume some Texas gentleman was like, I ain't giving my boy no homo milk. But I love the juxtaposition that, yeah, you're not giving him homo milk, but you're still feeding him the D. So, yeah, life works out. Life works out. But I decided, you know, at the beginning of 2020, I'm like, you know what, I need to experiment, right? I need to look at this side of my life. Up until this point, I've only been really 80s baby bi, which is where I would think about guys when my girlfriend touched my butthole, and then I just get mad at her for no reason later. That's how I cope. But I decided I need to try this. And I swear to goodness, I am so happy I'm not religious, because I decided I needed to experiment. And then the world shut down and I got cancer. So if I was at all religious, I would have been freaked out and been like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I won't do it. But I'm not religious. It's just inconvenient. But I can only imagine that's how it happened in the Bible back in the day. It was just two fellas hanging out in the cave, taking care of each other like bros do. And then they walked outside and there was a solar eclipse. And he was like, oh my God, Frank, we can't do this anymore. God's mad. And that's why they wrote it in the book. That's my time. Thanks so much.
Let's give it up for Jason Dogleash. And Jason, where can we find you on social media?
Oh, probably not many places. Remember, I'm 41. But Jason Dogleash, if I'm anywhere, but probably not. Call me on the actual landline. Yay!
Oh, he's got a landline, folks. Oh my gosh. Jason's got a landline. So is that wait a minute, you're up in Guelph. Is that still a 519 or is that 256?
Ooh, you creepy stalker. 519 is one of our area codes. Yep. We added 226 because we're bustling now.
Oh yeah, 226. I am so sorry. I know this because I have my daughter lives in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. You know, the armpit, the armpit of Ontario, as you know. So I happen to know of a few things.
This will be why I had a hard time finding you, Jason. I was like, why can't I find you? But I did find that you host a weekly comedy workshop called Comedy Church. Is this correct?
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious that you host Comedy Church and you talk about you're not religious, but then you have all these jokes about like, maybe this is how these guys figured it out and how this is in the Bible. I love it. That's awesome. But you crack me up. I've never met you before, but man, you're funny. So woohoo.
Yeah, he's a very funny man. And you know what? I didn't realize he ran a church. So is that a nonprofit kind of pyramid scheme? I'm all up for it, man.
It's just a tax write-off. That's all it is. It's a haven.
That's exactly what I need. Exactly.
So I can hide all that comedy money, you know?
You mean those $2 you mean those toonies that you earned?
Yeah, exactly. I put my drink ticket somewhere.
Oh, look, I've gotten drunk. Hold on a second. No, damn it. Hey, Logitech. Oh, look, thank you so much. I love when I get blurry. Apparently, my camera thinks I'm drunk, and I'm not. I wish I was sometimes, but I'm not. I'm not right now. All right, next to the stage is a very special man. We kind of went back through, me and him talked, and I think he won the first bombing run I did. That's a show on Friday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, where 3 comedians compete against each other with a mysterious judge decides who's Joker Ace, second, third place, and Joker Ace it gets on the show. And what Chris is going to do is very special to us. He is going to do a set of PJ King's comedy. I'm pretty sure not the abortion joke.
No.
Good. Thanks.
I
Goodness.
saved that as an emergency just in case I still have time. But
Thank goodness, because that one made me sweat. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Glasgow, Scotland, Chris Wright, everybody. Woo, 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 woo.
hello. I really tried to get into the character of PJ for this entire week just gone by because I've been rehearsing the completely wrong set, it turns out. That was nice. Before PJ got into comedy, he was a tattoo artist for 15 years until he went blind in one eye, and then he just couldn't see the point anymore. He was blind in one eye because of a thing called Bell's palsy. And for anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's without the brain damage. It kind of gives your brain a stroke. It paralyzes half your head, basically. So, you get all the kind of physical symptoms of a regular stroke, just without the sympathy or the street cred and the capable parking. So that's nice. So it's really not quite a regular stroke, but it's also not quite stroke zero. So I would say it's more diet stroke. And it was caused by Lyme disease, so technically it's diet stroke with Lyme. But honestly, I've got to tell you, PJ's jokes were harder to sit through than his tattoos. He would often just burst into song and be like, diet stroke, it fucks up your face a bit. I know tattoos are really hard, but has anyone here ever sat through 5 minutes of drunk PJ doing a Zoom set?
Over here.
It's not close. Now, we all make mistakes, right? We all make mistakes. Well, recently, PJ was learning from his mistakes. He made a lot of mistakes, and that's what he learned. PJ was a great comic, and he would often have people come up to him in the street and say, "Oh, make me laugh, tell me a joke." So he would try and turn it around on them and be like, "Oh yeah, what do you do for a living?" "Oh, you're a builder? Okay. And now I know you don't have a hammer or nails or wood or any of the raw materials or even the land, but if you build me a house right now, I will make jokes about it." PJ was married for a while, and the one piece of advice PJ gave me was his thoughts on marriage, which was this. But he always did say marriage is like a sport, because everyone's on the same team, but the opposite team at the same time. Like, for example, any money that PJ made, he would give it to his wife. And any money that his wife made, he would, in fact, forget that, scrap that. That's a terrible example, I'm sorry. Now, PJ was in a million group chats with a million different comedians, but his favourite group chat contained a German, a Scotsman, and a constant reminder every day that America speaks the worst English. I think the most embarrassing part for PJ was the fact that the people correcting his grammar spoke English as their second language. Usually by this point in the set, PJ would be saying, "How long do I have left? Was that a minute, Aaron? Did you say a minute?" Yeah, it's a minute. Damn it, I have a minute. I'm sorry. But PJ finally saw sense and said to himself, "You know what? Screw my wife," because that's something that he rarely done. He didn't have much to offer the opposite sex, to be honest. Or the same sex, really. He wasn't really fussy, so, Now, I'll close it with this. PJ had a friend whose wife wanted to have more kids, and he really didn't want to have kids. So he lied to her and says, "You know what, we'll try every day as much as possible to have kids, but behind her back, he went and got a vasectomy. So her husband was walking around every day, feeling like, with a bit of swagger on, feeling like a player because he's smashing his wife every day, until she finally fell pregnant. And now PJ's friend is now the proud father of the only black child within a 500-mile radius of that house. Now, for one night only, I have been PJ Keen. I love you all, and thank you for listening to me.
All right.
Awesome, Chris. Awesome.
My friend, Chris Wright, everybody. And Chris, where can we find you on social media?
At the real PJ Keen everywhere.
Oh, thank you, Chris. You know what? Chris is actually he's actually written stuff. There is a cartoon. I don't know. Did they ever get an episode 2 out?
They did, but I've actually stopped writing for them now. But if you watch the first episode, that one's good, but I don't know anything else after that.
Oh, I see. So the first episode, it's all Chris. So that's a great episode. Second episode is just complete trash. Don't go watching that.
You can really see the dip when I leave. It's obvious.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. How was it doing someone else's material? Was it?
It was
hard?
difficult. Yeah. It was really hard. It was an honor, but it's really difficult. Plus, Aaron never uploaded the video till today, so I was watching an old set, and I had about 2 hours to prepare tonight's set. So that was nice. Thank you, Aaron, again.
I am so sorry about that.
You did phenomenal, though. That was really awesome. That was really great. Thank you for doing that.
Yes, thank you, Chris. You are so awesome. And he's been on the show. He's actually been a headliner on this show. He's been on Bombing Run. And the usual joke about Chris is that I didn't have a show, and he was just waiting on a Zoom. He's like, Erin, when are you going to have a show? I'm like, what the heck? But he's so cool. He's coming to the States soon, so I'm kind of hoping I can hop on over wherever he is so we can have a beer together, because I think we need about a beer or 2. So,
absolutely.
That'll be awesome.
That's very cool. I was doing research trying to find you, and there's an imposter, Christopher Wright, that's also a comedian here in the United States, and who's been posting videos. And I was like, who is this young kid with dark long hair? That's not the Chris Wright I was looking for. So I just want to let you know, be aware. All right.
Yeah. Only one of them's funny though, so it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, you're the funny one. This one isn't. So just be aware.
Thank you.
All right. That's cool. Yeah, we'll keep to our Chris Wright. He's funny.
Yes.
All right. So now we're up to our next comedian. She's been on the show before. She is from, and I know she's moved. Are you still in Toronto?
I am.
So please welcome to the stage Kelly Zemnicks from Toronto, Canada, guys.
Yeah, JD, we're still under lockdown. Oh my gosh. I can't legally get to where JD is. I have to stay in Toronto. It's nuts here, guys. I think this is going with the whole vibe I have of not being able to get over 2020. I think just because of how backwards it is here. We're still stuck in 2020 up here in Canada. And last year was a crazy year. We all know that. I felt like in 2020, every month felt like a year. We didn't have like the month of November. We had the year of November, that kind of craziness. I started off the year, I was 41 years old, and I ended 2020 53. Not looking too bad though. Not looking too bad, gaining 12 years last year. I've been under a lot of stress lately, I have to say. As alluded, I just moved recently. I had to get a new place. I couldn't swing being on my own anymore here in Toronto. So I found a couple of roommates, got in touch with some folks I hadn't seen in a while. I've known them for a long time. And guys, I got a humble brag. I landed a room in a penthouse. Like, how is that, right? It's amazing. It's got laundry service here. There's a car service. There's my parents. Yeah, guys, I'm 43 and I moved back home. I won the pandemic, friends. I win. I did this right. Yeah, man, if my parents weren't more impressed that their daughter was, a comedian, a writer, a filmmaker. She got her bedroom back. So yay! Oh my gosh. I will say though, I get on with my parents well, very lucky in that regard. And it's also just nice to see people every day in person, I love doing my Zooms, but it's nice to see someone in the flesh. It's kind of cool. Because, I've been rocking this quarantine thing solo for the past year. And there were really only so many days I could call the Domino's pizza guy, only so many pizzas my body could handle. Peter was a great guy. We bonded. We got really tight. But I knew I had a problem with the Domino's guy when I asked him if he would be the emergency contact for my maybe I should move. So I did. And along with moving, I lost part of my tooth last week. Half my molar just vanished. It was like, I'm done. This has been a great relationship, but I have other people to see. It just disappeared. So I am calling my missing tooth Scott, because that is what my ex Scott did one morning. He just got up and left. When I noticed my tooth was gone, I was like, why does this feel familiar? But because of this, of course, ended up at the dentist. And I actually like my dentist. She's a pretty cool gal. But every time I go, I'm super nervous. As much as I like her, don't enjoy going to the dentist. And she said to me that it doesn't make sense to her. She's like, you do stand up. That is way scarier.
Yeah.
What kind of stand up do you think I do? Yeah. When I'm telling jokes, nobody is putting anything in my mouth. I'll have to invite her to a show when I can do that again. But I'll just get out on this. I had a big breakthrough this week in therapy. I am super proud. Friends, for the first time, my therapist said to me, Kelly, that would be great for your set. So yeah, I've been Kelly Zemnicks. Thanks so much.
All right, let's give it up for Kelly Zemnicks, everybody. And Kelly, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at the Latvian Foodie. I have put it in my title right there. So yeah, find me on Instagram or on YouTube under Kelly Zemnicks.
And you do a YouTube kitchen show, right? Is that
I do a baking show. Vickie has been on it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we
a baking show. Oh, a baking show. I can do cookies. I can
We'll talk.
Yeah, let's talk. Yeah, I'll burn. You can talk about how bad I did it. I feel for you, Kelly, because I had a tooth just disappear too, and
Oh, he's gonna show us.
Yeah, look at that.
My goodness.
I have the smile of a meth head.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
God.
I can't even get back in.
Kelly has a baking show, and she has an episode that's about to hit 1,000 views, right?
Yeah. I'll put a link to it in the chat. TL Devaney, fantastic comic out of Seattle, came on to do a cereal milk pie. And it's the first episode I've got that's almost at 1,000. So please watch it. I'll put a link to it.
Cool.
And then she also has really great news that came out this week. She is a co-producer on a documentary called No First Responder Left Behind. And that's about 9/11. And it's going to be airing on the Discovery Plus network. So this is like really awesome news. So that's exciting.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. We'll have to check that out. Kelly, keep us updated on that. That's awesome. Yeah. You know what? We have so many multi-talented people on this show. It's amazing. And thank goodness I have Vickie to go look up all this trivia about people. One night, we're just going to have a trivia night about all the comedians. And what did this person do?
You know what it is? I had a Facebook stalker roommate named Christina, who I'm actually going to be a bridesmaid at her wedding. Can't believe she's actually getting married. She taught me all the tricks how to face stalk her boyfriend. So I just use it to find information on you guys.
See, and so she's obviously has found everything about me on the internet. I gotta go get that scrubbed. It's a tough deal. All right, thank you so much, Kelly. And you know what? Our next comedian, she was running from one show to another, and she actually literally blew in here because she is from the Windy City. Please welcome to the stage, Jessica Misra, everybody. Woo, 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 woo.
Dude, at first, when Chris was doing his set, I was like, was this supposed to be a roast show? And I didn't write anything.
Yeah.
That's how stressed I was. I was like, who's PJ? His name says Chris. I'm so happy to be here. It's festival season. It's comedy festival season. I've been applying to a bunch of stuff, and then I'll forget I applied. And then so I just get these random rejection letters. It's like a surprise party without any guests or cake or fun. It's just a surprise. In high school, my principal was very adamant that we didn't wear hats because he was like, those are related to gang activity. We lived in Iowa. There were more pigs than people, not really gang material. You know, he had to explain what a gang was while he was explaining the rule. We're like, so it's like Iowa and Iowa State, how they don't like each other. He's like, exactly. Exactly like their hot rivalry. I grew up very Catholic. I was kind of a little Jesus freak. What? I know. They exist. I was one of them. Praise be. When I first started dating my boyfriend, I was like, well, what's your religion? And he goes, oh, I'm agnostic. And I was like, oh, what does that mean? He goes, well, that means I just don't really know what happens, but I'm open to anything. And I go, oh, you just don't want to be wrong. I get it now. Agnostics are just atheists with commitment issues. You know, I feel like we grew up so Catholic, you know, I feel like my mom made me smoke a pack of Jesus every single day. You know, now just the sight of him makes me queasy.
Oh.
You know, but here's the thing, my mom made us go to church on Sundays and Saturdays and Fridays and feast days, and that's just how I know God is a woman. She has a million events and my mom can't miss one of them. It's always her birthday, her son's baby shower. I'm sure he's a king. How much money do you want from me? Okay.
Oh.
You know what she is? She's God is a woman, and she's like a Midwestern woman, you know? Because she'll be like, come on over, we're having a little barbecue for Jesus. And my mom's like, what time? I gotta be there. I'm like, Mom, he has this barbecue every year. He rises from the dead. You know what I mean? Let me stay home and play video games. He's such a drama queen. You know what I mean? God, Jesus is probably a theater kid. Am I right? Okay. I haven't had many boyfriends. You know, give it up. I can't snap because I went climbing and it's very hard. My forearms are so sore. I tried to spray sunscreen on me and I couldn't do it. I just burned. That's where I'm at right now. I haven't had many boyfriends. Recently, a lesbian told me that she's had more boyfriends than me. You know what that feels like? She's winning at a game she's not even playing. It's like when you're at a pizza parlor and there's this game in the back that you can never beat, you know, that high score. But in this case, the high score is 2. I'm trying to keep in touch with my parents during this quarantine, you know, every Saturday we decided we would Skype. So every Thursday they forget and they tell me that they're sorry that they missed it. Like, they're always like, can we Skype this weekend? I'm like, yeah, that was always the plan. I don't really understand how to talk to them because they'll always be like, so thirsty to talk. They'll call me to talk. They want to talk. And then we get on the phone and they cannot get off fast enough. They're always Midwesting goodbye me where they, the Midwest goodbye where they're like, oh, I want to go. So I'm going to claim that you need to go.
Yep.
Like if I yawn, if I breathe too big, my mom's like, you're tired. I'm going to go work in my garden. I'm like, why did you call me 5 times to set up this 4-minute call? Anyway, guys, that's been my time. You've been so great. Thank you so much.
All right, let's give it up for Jessica. Jessica, where can we find you on social media?
Great.
At Instagram, wait. Okay, I almost did Reddit. I don't have a Reddit.
Okay.
Instagram at Jessica R. Misra. I almost said r/Jessica.
Hey, you know what? A Reddit's not a bad thing, but thank you. We'll go look her up. That's great. And and that's the problem with family on the internet or on the phone. My mom will start sending a whole message on a Facebook post. This is your mom. I'm sorry. That's great things. I'm like, that's a Facebook post. Everyone's reading this right now.
My mom thinks those Facebook posts are specifically for her. If I post about a show, she'll be like, oh my God, you invited me to your show and I missed it.
Oh,
that's awesome. My mom doesn't have Facebook. She thinks it's a bad thing. She's like, I'm glad I'm not on the Facebook. She calls it the Facebook.
The Facebook. Yep, the Facebook. I don't trust the Facebook.
Yeah. But Jessica, that was hilarious. I read that you have opened for Tig Notaro and Jim Norton.
Yes.
That's a wide spectrum, huh?
Very different audiences.
Yeah, I was going to say, those are way
Seriously.
different audiences. Wow, that's awesome.
My parents came to both, and I'll tell you which one they enjoyed.
Yeah, which one?
It was Tig.
I was going to say, if you say Jim Norton, I'm going to fall on the floor right now. Oh my God, that's awesome. You guys, this show's so fun. You're all hilarious. This has been awesome tonight.
Yep, and we're up to our headliner tonight. And I tell you, we're going to be right at 8 o'clock ending. So we might be a little bit past, but you know what? We had a fun hour. And now we're up to our next comic. And Vickie found her. Says she is a funny lady. And her name is Erin. I'm not a lady. Come on. I am. Oh, it's Erin. Okay, so please welcome to the stage, Erin Lok, everybody. Woo!
So my husband and I haven't been to a restaurant in like 9 months, but he still manages to eat out twice a week. My best friend heard that joke and she was just like, oh, because of delivery. No, sweetie, no. Oh man, I'd say one of the hardest things for me about like being a woman is not having like a full chest of hair. Like you guys have all this space, like you don't do anything with it, like I want to like use it and like shave something new into it every week or use it for social distancing. Like I said 6 feet, asshole. Or use it like NASCAR, make some money off these puppies. These tits sponsored by Menards. I saw a commercial the other day for Universal Technical Institute. Fortunate acronym. UTI. I think their mascot's just like a big bottle of cranberry juice. Oh man, I would just like love to remake their commercial, and just be like, come to UTI where you burn while you learn. Sponsored by Ocean Spray. So the other day I took a colorful marker and I drew a flower on my husband's arm. And so he grabbed another one and he drew a flower on me. And I'm like, come on, man, be original. You know, like draw what's in your heart. Okay. And I found out that what's in my husband's heart is a big, veiny purple dick with tiny balls. Oh, I love my husband, but like when he puts the AC below 70, I just like wish he had a shock collar on him. You know, just give him a little jolt. But there's no way it would stop there. Like I just have like way too much power. Just be like, stop snoring. We're eating dinner. Don't use your phone at the table. Tell me Grey's Anatomy isn't realistic one more time. I dare you. The other day we were looking at adoptable pet cats, and he called a kitten a puppy cat.
What?
And if that isn't like the cutest thing you've ever heard, like everyone's dead inside. A little puppy cat. And he just looks at me, he's like, don't get attached. You know, we can't get one because I'm allergic. I'm just like, you're right. I've taken birth control every day for the last 10 years. You can't take a Claritin? Leave it out. I think rescuing dogs is awesome, you know, but like renaming dogs just feels so cruel to me, you know, like I'm gonna take you home and name you Bruno. And your dog is just sitting there for years, just like, she's never gonna call me Terrence, is she? Poor Terrence. And I think everyone can agree with me, like poodles are jerks. I know this is like not a new take. And like I told someone this and they're just like, you know, toy poodles are actually responsible for the most bites. Yeah, no shit. Okay. Imagine like you're a toy poodle and someone just like, oh, look at the little baby. And the toy poodle's just like, I'm not a baby. They deserve it.
Yeah.
Has anyone here been to New Orleans?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently that's where I like to go to make really good first impressions. Good. My husband went there for a medical conference and I tagged along for like live music and an egregious amount of alcohol. It's also the reason I followed him to Wisconsin. There's a theme here, okay? And we're out drinking with his coworkers and I meet his boss for the first time ever, okay? And he's ready to go home. It's 1 a.m. Getting late. And he's just like, gotta go, guys, bye. And I'm just like, yeah, you can't leave. If you leave, everyone's gonna think you're a pussy. I miss traveling, and you know, a couple of years ago we were in the airport and there's this kid who's in the security line behind me and he's clearly flying by himself for the first time. And I knew this because 20 feet away are his very Long Island parents screaming at him at the top of their lungs. Okay. Make sure you wear your mask over your nose or else everyone will hate you. If you're hungry, you can eat when you get behind security. Make sure to wipe front to back. And you just can like hear the mom and the dad's just like pulling her out of the airport, and she's just like, goodbye, my son, my sweet boy, my baby. I love you so much, my baby. And that was it, you know. That was the moment I realized I was never truly loved.
Oh.
So like growing up, you guys are probably like me, you know, you don't even really like know your parents as people. And like I get it, they like have to kind of hide that shit away. Because you can't have your kid come home and just be like, hey mom, can I try ecstasy? How old are you, 15? Not yet. I mean, no, never. You just can't have that, you know? And I get it. Like parents are people too, you know. And I learned this when I flew to New York to visit my parents, and then I walked in on my dad.
Mm.
Yeah, juggling. I was 25 years old and didn't know my dad could juggle. 25-year-old lie. Okay. And I told my mom this story, and she's like, "That's so weird. It's one of the first things he did to impress me when we were dating." How did you not know he could juggle? Well, clearly he wasn't trying to sleep with me. The man's got one move, and she fell for it. Oh God, I can't believe my mom got with a juggler. and like, go dad, you know, because if somebody I was dating tried to use like juggling to get me into bed, they better be with Cirque du Soleil and flexible enough to put their own dick in their mouth, because I'm not going to do it. Not going to happen. So I know last year was rough for everyone. Me too. I had some medical stuff going on, and I had to wear a Holter monitor for 48 hours, which if you don't know what this is, it's like a take-home library book they stick to your chest that tells you whether or not your heart sucks.
Oh.
Nice. And I thought putting it on like would be really easy, like putting magnets on a fridge, like donk, donk, donk. It wasn't. In order to get it on, they needed to use a Brillo pad.
Oh.
You know, and it wasn't even like good pain, you know, like pain is pleasure, pull my hair. Not even like that. It's you know, it's the kind of pain where you're using a cheese grater and your finger gets caught, except your fingers are your boobs.
Oh.
My poor ladies. You know, and you know, part of it was also, you know, you needed to like take a journal, write down everything that was like stressing you out, or your heart's racing, and I just like walk in, they're just like, "We have a lot to talk about." And they're like, "So you know, 3:15 yesterday, like what happened? You know, what happened?" I'm just like, "Oh, I was home alone in the dryer. Beeped when it was done." The only one that freaks out. Oh my gosh, I'm so jumpy. They're like, "Oh, what about 4:30? It just says dog." And I'm just like, "Oh, I would just saw a dog." They're like, what about 10:30 last night? Your heart rate skyrocketed." And I'm just like, "Ooh, I can tell you I was definitely not masturbating while watching Law and Order SVU and pausing it when Stabler had his shirt off." You know, when I do that, I don't say that I finished. I say that I'm done. Thank you guys, I'm Erin Lok.
Let's give it to Erin Lok, everybody. And where can we find you on social media, Erin?
Facebook or Instagram. I'm at Erin Lok Comedy. Come find me. Come hang out. Let's be friends.
Oh, yes. And you know what? This has been awesome. I just met her on here. And you know, I have to relay one message. I did graduate from BS. Yeah. I mean, how else could I just tell you high and deep how BSU with an associate's degree in drafting technology or crapping technology. I'm not sure which one it was.
Oh my God. Erin is awesome. We're going to be going to the North Carolina Comedy Festival. Woo! And we get to meet each other in person finally after a year of online comedy. So I can't wait.
I am dying. I can't wait.
Yeah, we're going to have so much fun. But you guys have all been amazing. I have to run. I have another show I have to go to, but I had a blast. I think you guys are hilarious, and I can't wait to meet everybody in person. So, woo-hoo!
See ya. And you know what? That is it for our show tonight. I am going to be spotlighted soon, I'm sure. Hold on a second. Let me get back on the spotlight. Oh, I think someone's having. Oh, I'm going to do it. There we go. Hey, there's always some tech issues. It's Zoom. So that's how we blame it on everything. It's Zoom or my internet. I can't fake it. The point. But we had a great show tonight, guys. I want to thank Laura Hugg, Jason Dogleash, Chris Wright, Kelly Zemnicks, Jessica Misra, and Erin Lok. Let's all give you guys a big round of applause. You guys are awesome. And my co-host who had to run off, Vickie Plummer, and my co-producer, Anneliese Wright, for making this show run so smoothly. You guys are awesome. Awesome. And if for those people who couldn't be in the Zoom room, this will be on this Just In News Comedy Club show at the Comedy Club. This Just In News, actually, on YouTube. I don't know. I keep saying Comedy Club show. That is a separate part of it. But you can go watch it again and again and again and again and again and have a laugh, a riot. I recommend you watch all the shows that's on there, please. Please. That's all I'm saying. Please. Okay. Anyway. But that was the show for tonight, guys. Thank you for tuning in. And we will be here next Saturday for a Memorial Day comedy show. It should be a blast. So until then, this has been an oddly funny production. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Done.
This has been an oddly funny production.